Looking for a pickup truck to get just about anything done? Look no further. The Chevy Silverado EV isn't just the most powerful Silverado ever, with next-level towing capability and technology. It also offers game-changing versatility with the available multi-flex midgate and tailgate, which means Silverado EV helps you carry large, bulky, and oddly shaped items up to nearly 11 feet in length. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Visit Chevrolet.com to learn more.
Hello, quiet rioters. It's me, Naomi, and welcome to our end-of-year political quiz. So much has happened in 2024. We've had by-elections, general elections, leadership elections, and more. And so I've pulled together some tricky-ish questions about the year that was in politics, and I'm throwing them at a few of the leading lights of political journalism here in the UK to see which of them will be crowned Quiet Riot Quiz Champion 2024. Feel free to play along at home, tag us on social media with your score, but no cheating. I hope you enjoy the show. Quiet Riot. Delighted that he is returning to Quiet Riot. It is Guardian contributor and author of the Will Hayward newsletter. It is, of course, Will Hayward. Will, welcome back.
Thanks very much for having me. Glad to be back.
What was your most memorable political moment of 2024, Will?
Well, it's got to be the moment that people outside of the UK realised Welsh politics existed. And that was when our First Minister, Vaughan Gething, stepped down in the summer. That was a big issue. It was covered across the UK and even beyond. It was a crazy time to cover Welsh politics. And it was exciting to be kind of at the forefront of that.
And you've had Andreou Davies go since. So you're on a roll with leaders being swapped out in Wales.
Yeah, it seems no one wants to stay a political leader in Wales.
Next up, absolutely delighted to welcome Adam Payne, editor of Politics Home, making his Quiet Riot debut. Welcome, Adam.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm very flattered, and I will stress that I've done no revision for this whatsoever.
Your job is the revision. Don't you worry about it.
So please reflect that in your analysis of my performance.
Will do. Starting off very gently, and there are no points attached to this question. Okay. What stood out for you in 2024 as like a memorable political moment?
God, I think, to be honest, I'll say the few days after the general election, when I came to Parliament, returned to Parliament after the 6-week campaign, that just the scene that I witnessed of a real mixture of emotions of seeing people, Labour people and Lib Dems as well, absolutely delighted, ecstatic with the results, and they couldn't quite believe what had happened. So there's the euphoria and the absolute shock. But then you also saw staffers, largely Tory staffers, literally carrying boxes and whatnot out of Parliament. And that was quite a difficult scene. So I think one of the things about our democracy is that when we have elections and when we have handovers of power, it's a very swift, quick and pretty brutal process. Obviously it's peaceful, which not every country can say, and that's fantastic, but it is a very swift process. And the brutality of that I witnessed in Parliament the days after the election was quite something. So I'll go with that.
And next up, we have friend of Quiet Riot, Guardian writer, and all-round hilariously sage-like political commentator. It's Zoe Williams. Welcome, Zoe.
Thank you very much for having me.
What was your most memorable political moment of the year?
I mean, truthfully, it's going to have to be some event of election night, right? So even though Rishi Sunak calling the election was quite exciting, the election night itself was probably the most memorable. I spent a hell of a long time trying to decide what song to play the exit polls. And in the end, I went with, please, please, please let me get what I want. Lord knows it will be the first time. And then it was the kind of the signal failures of that night. So yeah. But, by the time Penny Mordaunt actually lost her seat, I was so drunk that I was meant to be filing copy at 5 a.m, and I couldn't even tell where my keyboard was. So yeah, I mean, I say that's my most memorable, and that was my most memorable.
Very excited to have back on Quiet Riot, Deputy Editor of Conservative Home. It's Henry Hill. Hi, Henry.
Hello.
What was your most memorable political moment of 2024?
I think inevitably it's going to have to be the general election. Just the kind of weird slalom of emotions for the Conservative Home staff and the Conservative people I was talking to, because, of course, objectively, it was one of the most abjectly terrible results in the party's very long history. But given that we had been treated to several weeks of speculation that the party might go down to 70 seats and that Ed Davey might end up being leader of the opposition.
Yeah.
It was actually, we were on track for a really terrible result, but I just feel like everyone was feeling just slightly better than they probably should have been. When it was like, yes, we're in triple figures, 120 seats, we've won Leicester East for some reason. Like, there were those weird moments where, like, Labour were losing random seats and Wes Streeting almost lost his seat. So definitely one of the weirdest general elections I've ever sat through, and for that reason, my most memorable political moment of the year.
Hello and welcome to Caroline Wheeler, Political Editor of the Sunday Times. Hello, Caroline.
Hey, Naomi. How you doing?
Good. What was your most memorable political moment of 2024? You must have a lot.
Well, I think I'd have to be I'd probably be quite different to most people who would ask this question, I guess. It was an absolutely tumultuous year for many reasons, notwithstanding the fact there was a general election, which obviously took a lot of our time out of 2024. But actually, it was a couple of days before the general election called where my big memory comes from, which was the publication of the contaminated blood scandal, the report into that had taken 7 years to come about. It was something that I'd been involved with for a very long time, for about 20 years. And it was the kind of culmination of so much work and a kind of moment of real sort of pinch me, I guess, moment, because I've never really thought it would happen. And it was something that we'd fought so long and hard for. And then to hear what the judge who convened that inquiry saying, where he actually said this was not an accident, was just unbelievable. But actually, the moment that I would pinpoint exactly was the moment that I was sat in the chamber listening to Rishi Sunak apologise to the victims of the contaminated blood scandal. And sat next to me was a friend of mine called Mick Mason, who was the haemophiliac who first called me as a junior reporter when I was 21 years old to tell me his appalling story about how he'd been infected with contaminated blood and had contracted HIV, hepatitis C, and had just been told he might have variant CJD. And when he called me, I thought it was some sort of test. I was a trainee reporter in Birmingham, and I thought he was some kind of conspiracy theorist, but everything he told me turned out to be true. And so it was a really poignant and powerful moment, sat there listening to that as we both sort of shielded our eyes from each other and pretended that we weren't actually sobbing our hearts out.
Well, Caroline, I was incredibly proud of you at the time, and you ought to be incredibly proud of yourself. It is so important for us to have a press that does do investigative journalism and sees it through to conclusion like this. And we talked about this between us before we started recording, but I just hope that this inquiry doesn't end with this scandal, that it actually has an impact on preventing government from failing future scandals from taking place. Let it be the wake-up call, because after thalidomide scandal, after the Hillsborough disaster, after the post office scandal, how many more times are we going to let people down, not give victims what they are entitled to as a consequence of government failure, that then leads to a never-ending inquiry that may or may not, before they are no longer with us, get some sense of justice and that for their families as well. So incredibly proud of you. We're going to crack on now with the Quiet Riot quiz of 2024. I believe in you, Caroline. I think you can do this. Question number 1. Which political podcast was serendipitously launched on the day Sunak called the 2024 election? Caroline.
Quiet Riot.
Adam.
It was, Naomi, the Quiet Riot podcast, I believe.
Henry.
I mean, I'm going to go with Quiet Riot.
Will.
Wow.
It's an easy one to get going with, put it that way.
Quiet Riot, right? It's got to be.
Zoe.
Oh my gosh! You said you were starting easy.
Yeah.
Is this the BBC Sounds one? The one?
No, try again. How think about which show you're on.
Hang on a second. Is it Quiet Riot?
It is. 1 point. Question number 2. Keir Starmer's Labour Party won 411 seats at the 2024 general election, but what percentage of the popular vote did they achieve? Henry.
38.
Will.
I'm going to say, let's say 29%.
Zoe.
Oh no. Would it have been like 38%?
Adam.
I feared I was going to struggle on what should be the really right percentage of the vote. I'm going to say, because it was a few percentage lower than the. I'm going to say 34%.
Yes.
If that's the only answer I get, then I will leave this a relatively happy man.
Head held high. Caroline.
I wouldn't even know where to find that in my brain, but I would guess about a third. So I'm going to say 33.
Pretty close. Yep, 33.7. I'll give you that. Question number 3. There were 4 parliamentary by-elections this year. All took place before the general election. For 1 point each, can you name the constituencies where they took place? Will.
Oh, now you're asking. I think one was Hartlepool, like Hartlepool South.
You've got the pool and the south bit right, but not the Hartley.
Oh God, do you know what? I can't remember off the top of my head, which is terrible because we'll say Liverpool.
Blackpool South.
Oh God,
was one of them. Yeah, Hartlepool was not in 2024, but they have had a by-election. Caroline.
Oh my goodness. Trying to remember. You're going to have to give me ages to think about this now. It will come to me. Peterbone was definitely one of them. So I'm going to say that's Welling.
Correct, yep. There's another 3.
Resigned. Who else resigned? The chap over the environmental issues. Chris Skidmore's seat.
Yeah.
That's going to be, it's somewhere Bristol, Kingswood.
Correct.
Oh my God.
You've got any more in you?
If you give me a clue about who resigned.
I won't give you a clue about who resigned, but maybe if I said the words George Galloway to you.
Oh, yes. Gosh, where was that now? I'm going to say it was somewhere like, it's Paul War's seat now, isn't it? And now I can't think which one it was. I'd go with Rochdale.
Well done, yes. Adam.
Oh my God. Honestly, the fact you said there was 4.
I know.
Right. There was one in Rochdale.
There was.
God, I feel like at least one of these must have been triggered by some sort of scandal. Right. I know that one of them was Chris Skidmore, but I can't remember what the constituency was. I'm going to have to park that. Blackpool South?
Correct.
Ugh, that's 2. As I said, I think one was Skidmore, because I remember he resigned.
All right.
And part of his, I can't remember the constituency, so maybe I'll get half a point for that.
Yeah, why don't I give you 2.5 for that? Henry.
There was Kingswood.
Yep.
And then there was Blackpool North or South. Was it Blackpool South?
It was.
There we go. And then, now I should know the last one because I think it was somewhere near, roughly near where I went to university, but that might just be it. Rochdale.
Correct. I think
there we go.
Give you 3 for that
Redeemed
one.
myself slightly.
Zoe.
I can name them because I was on Sky for 2 of them, which were the same night. And that would have been Kingswood and Wellingborough.
Correct.
And we literally sat there all night doing these 2, may I say, quite crappy by-elections. And then the other 2 were, one of them was Rochdale and one of them was Blackpool South.
4 points.
Question number 4, we're going north of the border here. Question number 4, focusing on Holyrood for 3 points. Can you name any 3 current political party leaders in Scotland? Andreou, John Swinney. Gosh, who else would there be?
Will.
So the First Minister is John Swinney.
Correct.
The Conservatively, obviously, everyone remembers Ruth Davidson. It's the bloke, isn't it? Oh God, what's his name? Sorry, I know this is terrible content. It's Russell.
Yes.
Russell Findlay.
Correct. That's 2. You only need 1 more.
Scottish Labour leader is Anas Sarwar.
Adam.
Anas Sarwar.
Correct.
John Swinney.
Correct.
Oh, what do you call him? Russell Findlay.
Correct. 3 points. Henry.
Anas Sarwar for Labour, Russell Findlay for the Conservatives, and then I do know the name of the leader of the SNP because he's the First Minister and I'm completely blanking on it. John Swinney? John Swinney.
Correct. Zoe.
Wait. So Anas Sarwar, of course. The SNP is the guy who spells his name in a funny way. John Swinney.
Correct.
The Conservatives do have a leader.
He's quite new.
It's a he, right? Is he called Russell?
Yes, he is called Russell.
Is he called Russell Findlay?
He is. Oh my goodness. Okay. So you have got the maximum possible points for this with 3. The others you could have gone for, and I'm afraid there are no bonus points even if you were to have got them. Heading up Alaba, you have Kenny McCaskill. The Liberal Democrats are led by Alex Cole-Hamilton, and the Greens have co-leaders Patrick Harvey and Lorna Slater.
I do find it endearing the way the Greens do their co-leaders.
Question number 5. During the general election campaign, many of Ed Davies' stunts were water-based, but not all. Can you name one of his non-aquatic stunts, Henry?
God, what else? I feel like you could name almost anything. For the local elections, he drove a tractor through a blue wall made of hay bales.
He did.
Did he do something like that at the general election?
He did drive another tractor. I will give you that one. Well done. Will.
Did he go on a roller coaster?
I think he did. Well done. Zoe.
So, okay, he went on a bike down a hill in that classic cartoon way, look, Mum, on my feet.
He did ride a bicycle in Windermere. Well done. Adam.
I was hoping you're going to ask about Lake Windermere because that is a lake in my home county and I was so prepped to answer that. I remember him doing some sort of, was it like... I'm probably going to get the specific activity wrong, but it was like Zumba or something, or like
did do Zumba dancing. Well done.
Oh,
absolutely.
Excellent! I
don't think anyone else has got that one yet, so well done.
I don't know if that reflects positively or negatively on me, but
Caroline, didn't he go on a zip wire, or was that? Trying to think, zip wire. I sort of remember him drumming, but I don't.
Drumming, yes, I'll give you that one. He did do drumming. He did drumming. He also rode a bicycle, did a bungee jump, Zumba dancing, drove a tractor. There was a lot to choose.
I was thinking bungee jumping.
Question number 6 for 2 points. Name the current lobby chair and press gallery chair as of November 2024. Zoe.
Isn't this the kind of thing only you know?
You'd hope the lobby journalists would know.
No, I can't name either of those people.
Will.
Oh, that is bad because I'm part of the lobby. I probably have shown myself to be an absolute lurker in that WhatsApp group, but no, I can't off the top of my head, no.
Henry.
No, I can't tell you either of them.
Caroline. I'm going to get these the wrong way round, but Anushka is one of them. Now, who is the other one? That was the one I took notice of. Ooh. I'm going to hazard a guess it's a man. It's somebody. No.
Adam.
This is incredibly unfair for me, Naomi. I should be well on this. So I think Anushka of ITV
Correct.
is the new lobby overlord. Harry Cole.
No, he was. It's now David Hughes from PA Media.
Oh, that's shocking. I mean, if David is listening to this, I apologise profusely. That's shocking.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in places that could expose you to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, their US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Skinny Pop Popcorn. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Oh, so light and crunchy. Skinny Pop Original Popcorn is the snack you've been searching for. Made with just 3 simple ingredients: popcorn kernels, sunflower oil, and salt. Snacking never felt or tasted so good. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Give yourself permission to snack and pick up Skinny Pop Original Popcorn today.
Question number 7. This year, Kemi Badenoch became the 4th woman to lead the Conservative Party. For 3 points, name the other 3 in under 5 seconds. Will.
The other 3, Theresa May, Liz Truss, and Margaret Thatcher.
Your time starts now, Adam.
Thatcher, Truss, May.
Zoe.
Liz Truss, Theresa May, Margaret Thatcher.
Henry.
Thatcher, May, Truss.
Caroline. Liz Truss, Theresa May. Who is the other one? Liz Truss, Theresa May. I failed anyway. Margaret Thatcher. God, how could I not remember that one? It's the time pressure. If I hadn't put the time pressure on.
Question number 8. Who bought the Spectator magazine in September this year? Will.
I keep wanting to say the Saudis. It's not, though.
No, think GB News. Think
God.
Unheard.
I know exactly who you mean, and the pressure. It's like being in the mastermind chair. You just feel that, when you're in the quiet riot spotlight. No, I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
Adam.
Bloody hell. Oh, it's a guy from GB News, isn't it? Is he called... Oh, he's called something... I might not get his first name. I'm going to say Mr. Marshall. Hopefully that'll get me half a point. I can't remember his first name.
Henry.
Paul Marshall.
Caroline. Paul Marshall?
Zoe.
Paul Marshall.
Correct. Question number 9. Who replaced Vaughan Gething as First Minister of Wales? Henry.
The lady who's a member of the House of Lords, and I cannot remember her name. I can remember that she's in the House of Lords.
Caroline. It's a woman.
It's a baroness.
No.
Adam.
My concern here, Naomi, is pronunciation more than anything.
If you can pronounce the surname, that would go quite a long way.
I'm going to say First Minister Morgan.
Will.
Oh, yes. Leonard Morgan. Finally, you're speaking my language.
Yay, your moment has come. Zoe.
I know. I'm so embarrassed that I don't know, but I don't know.
Baroness Eleanor Morgan. who was elected this summer.
Said that like you know her. We met her.
Question number 10, last question. For 3 points, 3 parties in Northern Ireland returned just 1 MP each. Can you name which parties, and bonus 3 points available if you can name the MP too? Zoe.
Okay. Was one of them the DUP? Okay. Was one of them Sinn Féin? Or, okay. Was one of them the Social Democrats? Okay. Well, I really flamed out on that one.
Well, you're good at Scotland, less good at Wales and Northern Ireland. So you scored, Zoe, 11 points in the Quiet Riot annual political quiz. Congratulations.
Can you tell me where I am in the ranking?
I will once we know the final scores. You will either be crowned or not, and we will we will let you know before we announce it to the public. Zoe, thank you so much for coming on the show. Will.
Is there a people before profit one? Have I made that up?
I don't think you made it up. I think it probably was. They were on the ballot potentially, but they didn't get an MP. No.
Oh, okay. There's the Alliance Party.
Correct.
Oh, they've all got Unionist in the name. Ulster Unionist Party.
Correct.
It's
yes,
it's another Unionist one.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Traditional Unionist voice.
Oh, Unionist voice. Okay, thanks for.
So I will give you that. That was very good. So I'm going to give you 3 out of a potential 6 for that, which gives you a total of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Congratulations.
You said that in a way that it might be good, but I'm actually got the feeling I've done very badly compared to it.
You're not currently in last place, put it that way.
God, that's kind of all I asked for, really. Not be the worst.
Will, thank you so much for joining us back on Quiet Riot, and have a lovely Christmas.
Jochebauer, take care.
Caroline.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm going to go with Alliance.
Alliance only returned 1. Yeah.
And no, I wouldn't be able
The TUV, the traditional Ulster voice, and the UUP, the old traditional Ulster Unionist Party that got usurped pretty much by the DUP. I don't think that was a shabby result, Caroline. I'm going to go back and listen to this to tot up your scores, but I think you're in with a good chance. Well done. Congratulations. And thank you so much for coming on Quiet Riot.
Pleasure.
Henry.
Okay, Jim Allister in the TUV.
Correct.
Saoirse Eastwood for the Alliance.
Correct.
And then, are you counting Alex Eastwood, the Independent Unionist?
No.
No. So Sinn Féin will have more than 1. The SDLP have 2, I think. Do the SDLP have 2? They have South Belfast now, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Or is it? Yeah, so it's not them. The UUP. Do the UUP have 1? They must have 1.
Yeah,
they're the only other potential candidate, and I cannot immediately think who that is.
Okay, well, it's 5 points. That's a very good score, I would say, for that question. You would have had the full 6 points if you'd been able to correctly name the UUP MP Robin Swan.
There we go.
Henry, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Adam.
The TUV.
Correct.
Their MP is the party's leader, Jim Allister.
Correct.
I'm going to say the Alliance Party.
Correct.
And their MP is Saoirse Eastwood.
Correct.
I'm going to say, I don't know if he's right, I'm going to say the SDLP.
Incorrect. So you've got 4
they've got 2. They've got 2, haven't they?
Claire they've got
Claire and Colin. Yeah, sorry. That's bad answer.
You could have had the UUP and Robin Swan.
Of course, yeah. That's part.
Right,
I'm disappointed in myself there.
2, 4.5, 7.5, 8.5, 9.5, 10.5, 11.5, 12.5, 13, 14. 15, 16, 17, 18 points, Adam. I think that's pretty damned respectable. Well done.
Thank you.
I will let you know
I'll take
whether
that.
you've taken the crown. Adam, thank you so much for being on Quiet Riot.
Well, thanks for having me, and have a lovely Christmas.
Quiet Riot. So there we have it. Quiet Riot Quiz Champion 2024, with 18 out of a possible 23 points, is editor of Politics Home, Adam Payne. And noble runner-up with 17 points is Henry Hill, deputy editor of Conservative Home. Seems that you have to have home in the title of your publication to win this show. Huge congratulations to both of them, and a massive thank you to Caroline, Zoe and Will for taking part and being noble runners-up. Listeners, could you beat them? How did you get on? Do let me know if you were able to take the crown from our champion, Adam Payne. Tag us at Quiet Riot Pod on Blue Sky with your results. I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you again very soon. But in the meantime, wishing you all a very happy New Year. Bye.
Quiet Riot is an audio production by Cooler Heads with Naomi Smith, Alex Andreou, and produced by Kenny Campbell. Music by Mariana Sangeeta, artwork by Simona Canelu, and edited by me, Alex Reese. Quiet Riot is a co-production with Sandstone Global.
Quiet Riot.